Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're embarking on a seriously breathtaking elevational journey across the Qinghai Tibet Plateau. We're talking about a landscape where the extreme forces of nature perfectly intersect with centuries of deep, enduring human spirituality. From crystal-clear salt lakes to towering mythological peaks, and finally down into hidden valleys completely untouched by time, we're going to unpack the geography and culture of what is, without a doubt, one of the most remote and stunning regions on Earth. Let's actually kick things off with this awestruck observation. Back in 1925, the famous botanist and explorer Joseph Rock ventured deep into this mysterious land, and he wrote, "I have never seen such a gorgeous scenery in my life," which, really begs the question, what does it actually mean to find a truly secret world today? And how does a landscape shape the faith and resilience of the people who call it home? Well, let's find out. Part 1. The Mirror of Heaven, Chaka Salt Lake. So our physical journey across the plateau begins at the surreal, flat expanses of the Qaidam Basin. And you can see how this brilliantly illustrates the way the shallow water just completely dissolves the boundary between land and sky. Because it sits right on top of a solid bed of salt, the surface becomes this perfect, undisturbed mirror, where the earth and the heavens literally become one. I mean, when you step into the water here, you're walking on crystalline reflections. You are, quite literally, walking among the clouds. Now, imagine traveling across this vast expanse at exactly 8 kilometers per hour. That's the speed of the vintage, narrow-gauge train that carries visitors deep into the center of the Salt Lake. Originally used for mining salt, these tracks now offer a journey that completely forces you to slow down. Crawling at just 8 kilometers per hour, it perfectly captures the dreamy, unhurried pace of the entire region. It really sets the tone for the plateau. You just cannot rush this landscape. But the crucial takeaway here is the immense physical scale hidden just beneath that mirror-like water. This isn't just a pretty reflection, right? It's a massive geological reserve. The salt beds here are incredibly thick. We're talking reaching depths of over 10 meters. And the salinity is so exceptionally high that it creates a natural buoyancy really similar to the Dead Sea. Plus, these aren't just industrial minerals. These are pure, edible salt crystals that have been mined and used for centuries to sustain life on the plateau. Part 2. Sacred Peaks of Kunlun. Moving on, as we ascend from those flat, shimmering lakes up into the freezing, towering grandeur of the Kunlun Mountains, we head up to what is known as the ancestor of 10,000 mountains. High up at 3,700 meters above sea level sits the Wuji Longfang Temple, which is the highest Taoist temple in all of China. This site has incredibly deep historical roots. It originated back in the Ming Dynasty, expanded significantly in 1680 under the Kangxi Emperor, and was comprehensively rebuilt in 2012. But you might be wondering, why build a temple in such an extreme, freezing environment? Well, because it serves as an absolutely essential, life-saving spiritual way station for pilgrims attempting to ascend further up the sacred mountain to the legendary Jade Pool. And those pilgrims are ascending toward these absolute giants. Yushu Peak, standing at an intimidating 5,788 meters, and its sister, Yusu Peak. Now, these aren't just geological wonders challenging modern mountaineers. In ancient Chinese mythology, Yusu Peak is deeply revered as the divine home of the Jade Emperor's sister. So the geography here is literally the foundation of legend. Which brings us to a really profound human element. When a resident Taoist monk practicing Tai Chi in this freezing, oxygen-deprived altitude was asked about his practice, he shared this thought: maintain a normal mindset in any environment, good or bad. I just love that. It beautifully shows that in this raw, untamed environment, true peace isn't about conquering the mountain. It's found entirely within. Part 3. Spiritual Heritage of Gannan. Having scaled the mythological peaks of Kunlun, we now descend into the grounded, spiritual valleys of the Gannan Tibetan Autonomous Prefecture. Down here, the immense, freezing emptiness of the high peaks gives way to this incredibly vibrant, earthly tapestry. Gannan is defined by the vast, rolling Sankei and Ganjia grasslands, the striking visual of where the clear Yellow River intersects with the muddy Tao River, and historical marvels like the cross-shaped ruins of the Bajiao ancient city. It's a place where centuries of deep-rooted history just blend seamlessly with daily pastoral life. And at the absolute heart of this region's faith is the Labrang Monastery, home to a prayer wheel corridor stretching an incredible 13.5 kilometers. Just take a second to imagine walking that entire distance, continuously spinning wooden wheels filled with scriptures. It is a massive, powerful physical symbol of the region's enduring spiritual devotion. But the sheer architectural scale of Labrang is matched only by incredible human dedication. You see, Labrang isn't just a temple. It's a highly prestigious Tibetan Buddhist academy, and earning the highest degree here, that is a monumental life task. Monks dedicate up to 50 years to their study, all culminating in a grueling 5-day examination of public debate. And get this, all that effort is to compete for one of only 2 annual graduation spots. The sheer perseverance required is honestly staggering. Part 4, Zahigana, the Last Shambhala. For our final destination in this explainer, we travel down the notoriously treacherous 100-kilometer route known as Joseph Rocks Road, heading toward a hidden paradise tucked away in the mountains. This is Zagana, which translates from Tibetan to stone box, and it perfectly describes a hidden village completely encircled by towering, sheer rock walls. Shrouded in thick morning mist and heavy fog, Zagana truly lives up to its name, shielding a tranquil, ancient way of pastoral life completely away from the noise of the outside world. Now, journeying here is no walk in the park. It means navigating unpaved roads, literal shell craters, and blinding fog. But the reward is immense. You are walking right into epic glacier ruins. This cinematic landscape was shaped by hundreds of millions of years of glacial erosion and geological shifting. It's this massive U-shaped valley that honestly feels like you've stepped straight out of the modern world and into an ancient myth. Yet what I absolutely love is how we can ground this epic, millions of years old scale with a really charming, intimate detail from daily life. Picture this, starting a freezing, misty morning in this massive stone box with just a 10 yuan bowl of local yak yogurt. It's fiercely sour, intensely authentic, and it connects you instantly to the everyday reality of the herders who actually live in this dramatic landscape. Taking on this rugged journey definitely requires a specific kind of mindset. One motorcyclist braving the heavy fog and terrible road conditions on Rocks Road was asked about the difficulty of the trip. He just smiled and said, "You just have to enjoy whatever kind of life you choose." That sentiment perfectly captures the resilience, the acceptance, and the sheer joy required to explore and inhabit this raw, breathtaking corner of the world. And that brings us to the end of our journey across the Qinghai Tibet Plateau. We've walked on the mirrored skies of Chaka, felt the spiritual weight of Kunlun and Labrang, and uncovered the hidden stone box of Zagana. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this. Are you ready to step off the beaten path and find your own hidden Shambhala? Let the resilience of the plateau inspire you to seek out the breathtaking spiritual sanctuaries hidden right in your own world. Thanks so much for joining me, and keep exploring.